Hair has always been a huge part of human culture. As faces come in different phenotypes, hairs come in different textures, from straight to wavy to loose to locked to curly to kinky and every other type in between. Hair is most of all important to women. In the world of hairs, there is of course a hierarchy, and one particular type of hair is desperately sought after, and it is the straight, strong, shiny hair that can be found typically growing from the scalp of an Asian woman. In a world where your money can buy you just about anything, anything at all, buying yourself the hair you desire is soft work. So many things have been normalized in life, from buying yourself the body you want to buying yourself the complexion you want to other extreme consumerism issues. Traveling all the way to India or Vietnam or simply other more rural parts of Asian countries to get hairs for sale has quickly become normal, but at what cost?
What's up, guys? This is what we call baby teen hair. They normally say dono, baby teen hair are different. No, when it's called dono, this is a baby teen hair. So when you cut the hair, it's now called one dono. Okay, this is a clear picture. This one dono cannot be enough to wift. It cannot be enough to wift. So people are making mistakes. They say one dono. Okay, this one dono because donated from one person. So you cut it. Look at it, and this is not up to 300 grams. So you cut from her and take. So you cut from another person to take. You cut from another person to take to make 300 grams for a full hair. So this is what you can weave for a full hair. Okay. Look at it. Look at this quality of the hair. This one donor hair, it has strength. So that's why it's more expensive, because the hair has strength. You can color down to 613. That's sharp blonde. You can color to gray. You can color to silver. This is one donor.
I don't know when this kind of practices became so normalized, but I'd like to go back to a time when people had more. I don't know if the word I'm looking for is shame, but I think that would suffice for now. With the rise of an ever-in-demand human hair trade, more hair traders are frequenting places like Vietnam and China to bring you the rawest, truest, richest human hair straight from the scalp of a lower-class child or woman who has to make ends meet. And not only are they doing that, they want to convince you on why you should patronize them and value their sales by showing you how they cut these hairs off people's scalps to demonstrate the hair's authenticity. Videos like these are increasingly getting thrown in our faces, and I don't know why these traders feel like they help convince people to buy hairs from them by showing you exactly how they get these hairs. I don't know about you guys, but these videos kind of creep me out. It's an uncomfortable watch, but maybe one that is necessary. But then again, it's a practice that has people torn.
So hey beautiful guys, we're here today in a raw dono factory. As you can see, we have this young teenager girl, and my name is Jainato. I'm sorry I'm going to cut your hair, but this is what we do for living. Thank you so much for allowing me to cut your hair. So I just wanted to show you guys how we get the baby teen hair. It's gotten from a real Vietnamese hair, and we're just going to do the cutting.
They know the hairs are from other people, but they don't want to see you cutting it. It's kind of like the ostrich tactic. We bury our faces in the sand to protect us from things we'd rather not face. Many people want the bliss of anonymity. Like, yes, this luxurious human hair came in this luxurious package, but I don't want to know that it came off the head of a child who probably got underpaid and may miss her hair in 2 days' time and start crying for it. I think there is something dehumanizing and deeply embarrassing, if you're willing to admit that, when you see a video like that of hair being cut off a person to be sold to a customer who is, let's be honest, potentially black. It's also done by a black person, especially when the donor happens to be a child. I don't feel like it's something to be proud of, I mean, it kind of makes us think of where our shame has gone to when you see black women clamoring to get their hands on some child's hair and putting it on their heads to attempt to pass it off as theirs when you look at it like that. So I don't know if business-wise, these types of videos are such a fantastic idea. But then again, maybe it's a good thing. I think when it comes to the human hair industry, many people want to wear these hairs. They yearn for them. They are proud to show it off when they get their hands on them. But they probably wouldn't like the stories that come with the hairs. Stories of strife and hunger. Stories of abject poverty and desperation. When you receive your luxurious package of human hair bundles, seeing these kind of videos kind of puts into perspective that there are stories behind each strands of the hairs. They could be from that woman who has been saving her hair for 5 years or so so that she could sell it off and make a quick, easy buck. She's happy to let it go. After all, $10 is a lot of money in Vietnam. It can buy her a bunch of foodstuff. The hair could also come from that child whose parents tell her it's what she and her siblings must do in order to help around the house. So there is an element of discomfort I think we should feel, because most times these hairs are marketed by black people to be sold or coveted by black consumers. And to post clips of a child being paraded like this, to have a haircut, knowing it's something buyers want to see in order to believe they're getting the best quality hair is... I can't find the words for it right now. When you know that the majority of the women stretching their hands forth for these hairs are presumably older black women, it gives an imagery of a modern-day Snow White evil stepmom whose life goal is to continue to snatch the beauty and youth from the young Snow White due to her own insecurities.
All alone, my pet? Why, yes, I am. But
I don't know if we'll ever get to see Asian people protesting against some of these practices, but you have to admit it is strange. I think it's kind of funny when so much pride and elitism is placed on human hair, and then you just have clips or articles of workers recalling how they dig some of these hairs up from trash or from drainage or from gutters or abandoned hairs from temples. So if you didn't know, human hair is the most expensive type of hair you can buy. But there are grades of human hair. There are donors, which is what we saw in this video. People who volunteer to cut their hair and sell it for money. If that video was uncomfortable to watch, I think learning that not all hairs are freely given for sale may even be more uncomfortable. Some hairs were collected off drainage and where human waste can be found, off people's hairbrushes. Some were picked from the gutters and from trash and piles of junk. The precious strands are then gathered and somewhat treated, I guess, to be collected and bundled up to make wigs. So in this case, you have not one but multiple DNAs sitting on your head when you purchase these kinds of wigs. These ones are usually less expensive than the donor hair because of the way they were obtained. So even within the human hair sphere, there are still hierarchies. Some human hairs are just better and more expensive, I guess, more digestible than the others. It's just something to think about and weighing your choices to see what you can live with. There are aspects of the human hair trade that are presented as more on the ethical side. I've seen videos where the traders claim that there was no pressure and it was just a smooth business operation with willing participants. You have something I need, I'm willing to pay you for that, and that's that.
Just walking around to see how everywhere is, and then the women started to arrive one after the other, because of course they were already told. It was me talking to them first. Like I said, we ethically source our raw donor hair, so I was talking to them, checking out the hair before we started the cutting process. So yeah, everybody, all of them are happy to cut. Nobody is being forced to do anything. They willingly come to give you their hair to buy. You give them exchange for money. We try as much as possible not to negotiate. This was the second or third woman, and then it just went on and on, kept cutting and paying. We tried as much as possible, any amount that they asked for. So each person we gave $250, even though some of their hair was not even up to 100 gram, not even up to 70 gram, by the way. This was the first woman leaving, and she was all smile. See how with her short bob hair now, it actually looked good on her. Yeah. So yeah, at some point I just kept cutting. This was the next person. It just went on and on and on. You know, we could do this all day. This was another woman, and you know, each time we get it, we just hand them their hair back. After cutting it, we hand them their hair back, and then we go ahead to collect it back from them when we give them money. Then this was the next person. You can see after breastfeeding, I came back to my cutting, and I continued and continued. And this girl, she was so pretty. I really loved her hair, but she said, oh, she's not ready, that the next time I come she'll be ready. So I told her, no, well, now since no one gave me. Then finally, you know, these kids, they were really supportive. They've been with me since morning that I arrived. So of course I had to do something for the streets. So I had to give them something for the road. Maybe they use this one, take hold body, right? So yeah, not be small dollar we spend here today, because we don't negotiate with the donors. You know, you don't want to negotiate.
So when it comes down to it, as much as we have the stories of strife and poverty and desperation when it comes to hair trade, there are also willing participants who just want to sell their hairs in order to make money, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But on the flip side, I don't think that minors should be made to sell their hairs. I'm not a fan of letting strangers touch your kids, and it just adds an extra layer of weirdness when said kid is being paraded in front of a camera, you know, the whole front, side view, and 360 like they're about to be auctioned off, or like they're posing for mugshots so they can get a part of them cut off and then sold. There is something unsettling about the whole scenario. It had a feel of modern day slavery. You know, I was editing this video when I saw this video by Maraji on Instagram, which I thought was hilarious.
You see that whole cutting like Asian women's hair, and then come to show your buyers that, you know, see, I'm cutting the hair, it's authentic donor hair, it's authentic. Stop it. Stop it. It's enough. It is weird. We get it. We trust you. We believe you. It's enough. It's not appealing to the eyes. Literally cutting somebody's hair off and she's there looking like there's a gun to her head, like, and then you're like, oh, she's happy, tell her in her language. No, explain what I'm saying to her. Let her know that I'm going to pay her well. Let her. It's giving slavery. It's giving I'm in bondage. You do not have to show us where the hair is coming from. Just say donor hair, we know. We trust you. Why are you not happy? Smile now. Why are you not? Smile now. I'm going to pay you well. Should I add $50? Because I had... There is a video I saw where the lady was telling the woman, I'll cut your hair next year. We do not want to see those videos anymore. Store it on your phone. Show it to your grandchildren.
Many comments were also expressing how unsettling and weird those type of videos are. So I don't know that this type of video trends are such wise business strategies. When it comes to buying these hairs, many people want to turn their conscience off. They are very proud to announce that their hair is high-grade human hair, but they don't want to see clips of underage girls or old, impoverished, most likely underpaid women cutting off their hairs to sell. Because many of these hairs are bought off for measly amounts and are made into wigs, shipped off and sold at exorbitant prices. It's much better to just get your hair in its shiny parcel and rock it. Much more comfortable. There's also that layer of needing to purchase another person's hair as a part of one's identity. If you're from a different race and dependent on foreign hairs to look beautiful and not yours, you are handing someone else the ability to say, oh, look, we're superior because they have to wear our hair to feel pretty. Something is wrong with their own hair. That's why they need us. So there is already this silent admission of inferiority from the race of women with hairs that look nothing like the ones they flock in multitudes to purchase. As it lies, people will do anything for money and beauty, and I don't know how long till it gets to the point where Asian people start getting hurt or intimidated into giving hairs to these companies. I can't say for sure that's not what I witnessed in many of these videos. Now, this is where it gets darker. There's an extra layer of creepiness when it comes to the human hair wigs. Some of the hairs that were made into these luxurious wigs were hairs gotten off corpses. I mean, when you look at it, one person's head of hair is not quite enough to make one full wig. That's like 100 grams of hair, I think. I don't know for sure. So for a full wig, you have hairs from multiple donors usually. Now, given the high demand of these wigs from different parts of the world, it's not logical to believe that all the hairs came from willing and paid donors. Many of the hairs in the human hair system have been reported to be taken from corpses, people that are dead. So it's not every time these trades are done with the giver's consent, knowledge, or compensation. The human hair industry is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, and it's only going to keep growing. Human hair is in high demand. Wigs are a necessity for many women. Wigs are accessories, and human hair sits at the top of the hierarchy of wig materials. The bottom barrel type of hair would be synthetic, which is basically plastic made to mimic hair, as can be found in canacolon, clippings, and other hair types. It was only a short while ago that I actually learned that human hair was actually human hair. For the longest time, I just thought it was hair made so good and refined it mimicked actual human hair. And there are some hairs like this, and I'm sure that with the advancement of technology, more hairs that are not actually coming from the scalp of someone else will have similar feel and durability as human-derived hair. Every day, new traders get into the human hair business. Everyone wants a slice of the cake, a piece of the pie. So that tells you that there is endless, boundless, ceaseless demand for human hair. And I know you hate to hear it, but majority of the patrons are women from African descent. Of course, women from other races or cultures use it too, but we're being for real in this video. So if there is such a massive demand for hair, and if this type of hair is being seen as a signifier for one's high sense of taste and financial buoyance, it only makes sense that they keep up with the high demand by getting this precious, highly sought after hair wherever they can, however they can, and whatever way they can. So one of those ways happened to be sourcing hair from Hindu temples in India, where worshippers go to shave their heads. One of the sole purposes of shaving at the temple is to get rid of bad karma or begin a fresh start. And now, these cut-off hairs are being picked off temples to be sold to keep up with the ever-growing human hair demand.
Why do you put on Indian human hair? Can I ask? You know how we get that hair? When nothing goes right in the life of a Hindu person, they go through a ceremony called Tansho, where the priest in the temple incantates all the bad luck they are facing onto the hair, because for them to cut hair is such a taboo. But so that it indicates a new phase of metamorphosis, they shave their hair clean. They used to burn that hair because they understood they're burning all the bad luck, until they realized the stupid African woman wants to put it on their head. So you buy your own bad luck and you put it on your head. So I think I'll leave it there.
So did y'all see that video of that one creator on here who was talking about how she took a trip to China or some Asian country, and she had a meeting with her hair vendors, and they was pretty much telling her that they get their hair from dead bodies in the ocean in India. Like, that is crazy. Like, if that is true, that is just next level insanity. No, because imagine rocking a 40-inch bust down, come to find out it came from some random dead person in another country. Like, how do you even process that? Because the way I would never purchase hair again if that was the case. I will gladly rock a Party City wig before I buy hair that came from a dead person's scalp.
I think it's funny when I see black women talk down their unique hair types and put these wigs on a pedestal. I think it's very funny to be so classist about wigs, and the whole time the hair you proudly flaunt as someone else's bad luck. But I suppose one man's poison is another man's meat. If you're a superstitious person, then you believe in karma and the idea of spirit or energy and things like that. Well, such things are believed to be tied to hair. As hair is a part of someone, your hair grows with you. There are so many reasons people cut off their hairs. When it comes to superstitions, many people do not joke about their heads and what they put on it. Many people believe that hair holds energy, it holds memories, history, and a piece of oneself. Some people shave off their hair to find respite from an ailment. Some shave their heads when they go through grief. People shave their heads when they need a fresh start. People shave their heads when they're sick. People have had their heads forcefully shaved to punish them. It's a very African thing to not allow people, especially strangers, touch your head, because it is believed that your head is like your star. You know, it houses your destiny, your luck, your karma. If people want to reject a curse, Nigerians, I know for sure, they would round their heads 3 times or so with their fingers to reject bad luck. So the point is, the significance of the head as being one's temple, so to speak, cuts across many cultures.
Majority or a nice amount. I'm a little scared because my wedding hair is going to be, I'm wearing bundles. So am I going to be wearing somebody's hair and they passed away? And I'm bringing in a new life, and they left. My gosh.
On wigs be selling corpse hair, like the people that be in the casket hair. That's why when y'all get in new wigs, y'all need to wash them. I washed my wigs thoroughly. I washed them, I bleached them. Cause you'll never know who hair they just came off of. You'll never know, like, if you could catch any type of diseases or anything. Hopefully she did not get it from this wig. But that right there, I didn't even know that. And I've been wearing wigs for a good hot minute. That's why I don't play with my spirituality. I move with God. I pray. Everything that I'm doing, I pray. I make sure God is... I was to have like corpse hair or anything like that on my head, I would've known. Like, half the time I don't even look like this. My hair is always covered up when I'm sleeping and everything, but I would have knew. God would have told me in a dream something, with my senses something.
Tell them about what you said about why black women be losing their hair sometimes wearing wigs.
Because you're putting their karma that they shed off of them like a snake skin. Mm-hmm. It's a ritual they do. The guy says like a bunch of stuff while he's cutting her hair off slowly. It's not bad, it's slowly. And then they get rid of it, and then they make wigs out of it. So you're putting all her energy, her bad karma that she's getting rid of on top of your karma.
I will never take a wig straight out the package into my head without cleansing and cleaning the wig. Because for one, wigs, I believe, are very attached to the person that it was taken from, the hair.
Donning said hair, no matter how many times you wash it or pray over it, seems a bit stupid actually. When I see clips of girls saying that they actually believe in this spirit or they are spiritual, but they still go on to say they wash their hairs and bind and cast before wearing it, it's quite laughable to me, because it's just a way to cope. and an acknowledgement that they cannot do without the wigs. So I guess what it comes down to is, do you believe in energy being transferable through hair, and how does that affect the way you see human hair wigs now? Anyways, this is just a video addressing some hard conversations that I think need to be had. It wasn't an easy one to make, but one that I felt should be out there, just in case. Truth hurts, but knowing is growing. And before I start waxing idioms like someone's grandmother, I think it's time to wrap up this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.